Hi everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to be quite busy studying for my GER, so I won't have a lot of time for content, but I did want to show off my little Christmas decorations. Yeah, they're kind of sad, but today I wanted to do a quick let's build. I don't really do let's builds. I usually just do speed builds, but I think we can get through this pretty quickly. So my idea is, so I saw this picture on Twitter where I'm from originally in New Hampshire. I lived not far from a place called the Castle in the Clouds. It was this 19th century like big mansion that was built up in the mountains around Lake Winnipesaukee, looking over it. And one of the things I always liked about this place is there was a lot of old carriage houses, a lot of old architecture like this. So I was thinking, what if we tried to make a tiny home out of this in The Sims 4? Of course, it's not going to be an exact copy. That's kind of hard to do in The Sims. But I was thinking we might be able to pull something off like this. And I think that could be fun. All right, we're here. This is the lot that used to be the bar. I'm forgetting what it's called right now. The Shrieking Llama. And I've turned it into a tiny home residential lot. I just thought this would be a good one because it's small. I'm not going to worry too much if I'm going to try to, make it like a certain budget or something, but let's start with the basic shape. It's something like this. For once, I'm not going to build with super tall walls. And I was thinking, since we have this little bump out here, we could definitely use the new platforms to make a little interesting window out of it, like our own little bay window. Thinking we could do something like this. This is probably gonna delete my walls, but that's okay. That's what I want. As much as I love the platforms tools are not I think it could use a little more work. Yeah, I wanted something like this. But yeah, there's so many issues with the platform tool. That's okay though. All right, so that way we can make our own little bay window. Let's jump to the roofing. So the roofing, from what I could tell in this picture, I've not been there in so long also. My prom was actually at the Castle in the Clouds. Like when you live in a town like that where you have like a big historical thing like that, it's not, uncommon for that to be the, for the ideal prom spot, if you will. I actually don't know how I'm going to do this in a way that isn't going to suck. So what I wanted to do was like that. The other thing I could do. That's not what I want. Oh, but I do want that. Quickly just turn on move objects on. See if we can. Yeah, it's not working how I wanted. What happened there? What if we did? Yeah, that kind of works. Let's take it in just a little bit. So for those who don't know, what I did is I clicked the roof and then did Shift C, so then you get a little bit more option when it comes to putting the roofing on. Now this is where things are going to begin to deviate. So this thing here had its own little roof thing under here, because in reality, if we could do a shorter top floor than the smallest roof size and also still keep it pretty tiny, we could, but we cannot. So what we're going to do is afraid to do this because it'll add more floor pieces. I still want to keep this as small as possible. So I like to do it this way when I do like roofing like this for two reasons. I just find when you do screenshots, it's a little, you don't get the like hole at the top there, which that's a totally cosmetic preference. It doesn't actually matter from what I've noticed. It doesn't change gameplay. Oh, I don't like that. I'm wondering what if we used just get together. I don't think that's gonna happen because I really want like some really classic looking like stone features, which we don't really have any for columns. We do have some more classical things because like we use the Discover University and just try to match the stone to that color. We'll do this for now. So my idea is, this won't, you know, solve this issue unless I make that smaller, which I'm not gonna, but hopefully this will make it less annoying. If we go there, we can get rid of this for now because I don't think this house is gonna get any bigger. I could do a bump out for the bathroom, we'll see. Doing a bump out for the bathroom also though might make it a little bit more interesting. I know this door's been a little glitchy, but we're gonna try it. Let's do that. That way I can use this color wood for the windows. So we totally could have used like something like this for here, but I really wanted to do our own. So that way we can actually like put items up here. It's going to be hard to do screenshots, I've noticed with it, but that's fine. I'm also going to put this on a slight foundation. Might do it a little higher, might not. I think I'm going to use these windows. Yeah, I kind of like that. Those fit the vibe. Over on this side, there is the chimney. I did want to keep that. Now, we just got to find elements you like. This is what I usually do when I build. I find a reference photo, and I try not to, like, build it exactly, but, like, you know, be inspired by it. I think that's, I feel like a good route to take. Because then you're not too worried or too caught up, in my opinion, with trying to recreate it. And I think it's kind of hard to recreate houses exactly. You know, I've done my some other builds on this channel that are exact recreations or rebuildings. So we could use this. We go down a little now. We're probably going to make this a little, just a tad taller. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to do a bump out back here. Do it here maybe. For the bathroom. I've never been able to successfully make a micro home. And I think that's because I just like my houses to not look like shit. There are people who can make great micro homes. I am just not one of them. So the roofing is something like this. I don't love that roof. Let's try this one. How's that look? Let's go a little darker. If we try this. Oh yeah, that's the vibe. Yeah, I'm really trying to go for like, trying to keep this cottage vibe. Let's go in here. So, the reference photo has some pretty nice stones that kind of remind me of the ones I think we got with Seasons. Let me see if I can find them. You know, that might be the vibe. What if we did it darker too? So the photo I have here, my friend had posted it on Twitter. So I'm assuming she just went up there for a walk, which it's beautiful to walk up there at the castle in the clouds. For anyone who's been there, You can attest it's so nice. Like, so we had our prom there, and you know, for a lot of my I think for a lot of the people I went to high school with, I think for them that was like a fairy tale come true. I was never super in love with, like, you know how some people love prom, and I do think prom for people in the United States is kind of like it's definitely, how do I put this? It's almost like a rite of passage in some ways. I did not go to my junior prom, but that's because my sophomore year I had been, someone had asked me to go to their junior prom. So I was like, yeah, might as well, you know. I didn't really want to go, but I was like, it's not killing me to go. And then when it got time to go to my own my junior prom, I just didn't like want to go because I was like, oh, I went last year, you know, been there, done that. Maybe I'll go my senior year. And then I went my senior year and I had a lot of fun. I went with my friend Angela. I think we had a good time. Who knows? She might be like worst day of my life. Let's find a nice stone. No. Are there any good seasons? No? Okay. Seasons is a very good pack, but just like everything else in The Sims 4, it's just missing weird things. Like, there isn't a matching stone on the ground for this. So now I have to be like... I know I just looked at this and didn't want... I don't want that. What if I did? No. What about this one from Island Living? No. Do you have it slightly bluer? But slightly darker. You know what? We'll just do slightly darker. Now, because I am only having it one step up, and this doesn't go flush with the law. I don't know why they couldn't have made this lot maybe a little bit more circular. Maybe it's because you couldn't upload to the gallery. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not going to pretend to know. But all I'm going to say is, because of that, I'm going to have to use terrain paint to try to figure out what to do so that this doesn't just look so dumb. But I think I'm going to move it back on the lot a little. It's not a very big lot to begin with. Let's do... Yeah, let's go like that. Go down, go into terrain paint. I think I'll use this. Wow, this is not a very big house, but I mean, that's that tiny live-in life, am I right? This is definitely the kind of home you would not want to invite people over to. This would be good for a sim who prefers to be alone. Alright, so I want to do more of a traditional looking one. We could go with this. Because it's base game. And base game's always good. I very rarely build with base game only. But I do think you can actually get a lot out of base game. I'm just like the worst kind of person in the sense I'll be sitting there trying to do a base game build, and like, wow, there's like this one item from this one stuff pack that I hate that would look great here. And then I'm like, well, if I'm going to use that one pack, I might as well use every pack I own. All right, so if you do that, then this can all be the same wallpaper. So here's one of the things where I'm like, I really want to use this door because I feel like it goes with the vibes and it matches the wood. But I could also use the Seasons door. I don't know, the Strangerville doors just look a little bit nicer. We're going to go with that. I'll try to do a base game bathroom though, Because usually in a bathroom like this, I would use vampires to get that kind of more old look and feel. But we will go with the base game shower. And then I guess a base game sink. We could also try to see, what do we have for get together? Ooh, I do like this get together one. I feel like I use this wallpaper too often, but we're gonna go with it. It's a safe bet. We'll even go with the matching. Is this the matching one? It's too blue. There we go. There's the matching. And let's get a shower, or not a shower, a curtain in this bathroom. I know it doesn't matter because it's The Sims and like there aren't any peeping Toms in The Sims 4. And on one hand, I'm like, because I'm pretty sure in past Sims games we did have things like that. And I'm like, that would be funny if we brought that back, but also make this also gross. We don't need that, but if they wanted to. We'll do this, even though that doesn't... We can just tell ourselves the Sims close it before they shower. So this is one thing I hate. There really isn't a brown that matches these windows. Because this one's a little too dark. I also don't want a red interior. And then this brown's too light. We could do this. Like I said, it's a little too... the browns don't fully match, but it's fine. And then we need to change that to a darker brown. That's black. Yeah, close enough. We need Baby Yoda as always. I guess this is the closest thing we have to old. We don't have a matching swatch. We'll do this. I usually am not bothered so much by like the swatches that don't match, but sometimes it does bother me. I'm actually gonna move both of these windows over. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. I like that. Kind of matches that off-white in the cushions. We need a centerpiece as always. That's nice. That's quite cute if you ask me. I want columns on the side here, but I don't think we really have any that I think fit the vibe. Also, I'm gonna get rid of these university ones. Try to limit the packs, if you will. Yeah, that's fine. Kind of ruins the vibe, but we'll keep it. I was almost gonna do this, but I don't know. It's a little too drastic. Ooh, what is this? Oh, that is a much better replacement. Goodbye. Ugh. Because those actually look very similar. We'll use this for the sides, maybe. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, because it almost matches that thing I did there. Oh, it all comes together. The vision. Okay, so there's no way to make this a rental lot, so this is just going to be a tiny lot. And we're going to name it Little Tiny Cabin. All right, here I am. This is the next day, last night after finishing. I did go back and I added, I changed it up just a little. I did make it a little bit smaller. So this way it fits into tiny home because it was in small home category. And I wanted it to be a tiny home. I don't think I'll ever be able to build a micro home, but As you see, it has the essence of what we were looking at earlier in that image, but it has changed quite a bit. So let's quickly just take a little tour. So over here I made the pond and I just filled it all up with different foliage and plants. Here is like this. I got this from Get Together. I love this. I don't use it as much as I wish I did, but I do quite like this little arch thing. Put these little planters in and then you come down through. And here, you know, we have a place where you can play chess, and I guess what I'm calling this like the front garden space. There is this easel. You can go through the gate here to get to the trash can. You go through this beautiful door here, and you're on the inside. So it is quite small in here. It is a tiny home, but here we have the tiny kitchen. Like I said, you probably won't ever have 4 people here, but for whatever reason, if you do, I was thinking you could use this as a tiny home residential lot, or if you really wanted to, you could swap it to the rental lot. Rental lots, however, don't get the same benefits. It's just tiny, but I was thinking this could be a super cute rental lot. This is one thing I've noticed in tab mode when you have the platforms like this, is that the game has a hard time registering because it is technically a different room. But you see here we have the little windowsill we made. Here we have here we have the chairs by the fireplace with the dresser and the mirror, and then we have this bed. I wanted it to feel a little fancy in here because my idea of this was an old carriage house. So it definitely was a little bit more elegant through the Strangerville door. And we have the tiny bathroom. It's quite cramped in here, but you do have a full shower. So if your sim is living here and has pets or a toddler, you can bathe them. I feel like raising a toddler in here would be hell though. But yeah, there is no porch light, which is something I usually add, but I was like, we probably don't need it here. I added that little window up here. We didn't need it. I just thought it kind of looked nice. We have the backyard here, which is just a bunch of trees. Because my idea is this is now all kind of forested and overgrown. So this is now up on the gallery. You can download it. It is a tiny home. Your sim living here will get a bunch of different perks. Here's just a sim I made and created some quickly, one of the pre-made ones. Already she's having the tiny home moodlet. Tiny home, big bonuses. Gain increased duration to happy, inspired, and focused buffs. Receive household bill reduction. Increase comfort gain from objects. Increase and an increase to skill gain. So a bunch of cool buffs that come with living here. Even if it is just this very tiny little cottage. This could be fun too if you want to play like a little cottage witch, or just someone who likes to live alone in the countryside. And you don't have to put it on this lot. I did though specifically make it for, I wanted a smaller, kind of like compact lot. And I kind of liked this one because it was slightly off the road. And compared to some of the other houses in the area, they're a little bit more bigger and stately. So having this, like, you know, cute little home here I thought would be nice. So, and I think also for a tiny home, because I did make it the biggest that it could be, it is a quite nice size. It could be a lot smaller, but I thought this was a good size. So you can download this off the gallery. Username is Jaymehorne, Jaymehorne, one word. So go check that out, as well as check out some of my other builds there, and check out some other things on my channel while you're here as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.